Hi folks, welcome back to the 8 Regents tournament. So we have game 5 of Baratheon against Stark today. And we have Dennis playing against Richard Walker. As you can see, the score is 2-2. And yeah, the last 3 games today will be deciding. And we have Stark Assault from the Shadows, interesting, against Baratheon Brotherhood. Yeah, so big game. Whoever wins this one gets the match point. And so the thing is, Stark has, of course, Richard, who is also streaming some games, and Connor. And that means this is probably the last game that you will find on this channel this week. And I will put a link to the other games in the description of this video. You can find them on the White Walker's channel, those that were already recorded, and we'll see what happens tonight. But let's concentrate on this game. Yeah, so Stark Assault from the Shadows. Definitely some annoying tricks. I know that players have played this with cards like Strangler in Shadows and Grey Wind in play in the past. And Tower of the Hand, of course, it is a great stand card that works in doesn't kneel for its effect, so you can trigger it in several phases. And with stuff like the Withering Cold and Forced March, it could be slightly annoying, but hopefully Brotherhood is fast enough to put the early pressure on. We have the characters, we have the draw, we have the economy, so good start for Dennis, but unfortunately great start for the other side as well. Card in Shadows, 2 characters and economy, and it will be getting 2 gold most rounds, I think. Winter Reserves, okay. That is an investment for the longer game. And if the game does go long, definitely Richard becomes the favorite. Six gold is not that much. Of course, you have the agenda penalty. So you can use the agenda to put something in Shadows, but then Strangler costs 2. The Stark Shadow cards, there is the 4-coster that comes in for free if you sacrifice something. Bolt and Flare in this deck with the Chuds, I don't think we'll see, but Rick could be a card in Shadows. And against Brotherhood, everything is non-loyal, and every chance that there will be renown on characters. I think it's only Shadow 1, Rick, so always a threat. And yeah, the Intimidate guy, and going first, so he will be annoying. Low on economy, which is 1 saving grace here for Dennis. Okay, hopefully something good to come in. We have Celici, she will bring an attachment in for free also, I would imagine. Yeah, so the one worry is now Great John attacking, intimidating stuff, and then making way for Rick to win some kind of unopposed intrigue and take the Voltron character. That would be annoying if that happened. Let's see how realistic it is. Yeah, we have Angui, great character for this deck. Can do several challenges, can oppose Greyjohn as well. Okay, he gets intimidated, but pretty good deal for Baratheon still. Winter reserves means that winter plots will be played. Now if it's nothing bonus like the cold, Baratheon is quite exposed to that. One location and one attachment currently, and an important one. For snow, these guys I don't think is likely. Winter festivals, it doesn't look like a rush deck, so wonder what the plan is with the winter plots. The 2-claimer I guess you could play. I think there are actually two claimers. And here comes the second attachment, which is also nice here for Dennis. 1 gold left. Yeah, oppose everything, stop any chance of Rick happening, I guess, is the one thing. It's a dire wolf, which presents its own threat. Now let's see what Dennis chooses. Is it going to be Renown or Insight here? Those are the options I would assume, because it's down to 4 cards with Hollow Hill available, so getting a few more early cards, yeah, not a bad idea. So Lamb gains Insight, unprotected currently, so happy not to put any Renown on him. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so that's the threat of Rick gone, I think, because he needs a Bolton character participating, and he himself only has an Intrigue icon. Now do you defend or do you strike back? 1 goal left. Tears of Bliss would be comical, but I don't think it's very likely. Okay, now if Lamb defends this, then Angui can do 2 challenges back. There's not enough strength to intimidate, unless of course there is a strength boost. Oh, of course, Angui can himself participate without kneeling, so yeah, good call. And that's 1 card gained. And here comes the stand. Yeah, so that's what's going to be happening here. Might see some Withering Cold and stuff like that. And now this one will be left unopposed, I think, because Greyjohn can intimidate one of the 2 characters, and then Baratheon just wins unopposed power back and finishes the round pretty well. Angui will be intimidated. Shireen wins the challenge back. Baratheon wins dominance and equals the hand size with Hollow Hill. And it should be 3-0 and a decent start. And now I think it's extremely likely that the Withering Cold is in the deck. Of course, Tower of the Hand doesn't kneel for its effect, so you can get a lot of stand, preferably before Greyjohn is turned off, but yeah, faction card also, of course, net for assault if you want to use that. So it's not perfect, but it is good. And if Dennis wins initiative with Intimidate on his agenda, that might also backfire. Takes Varamir. Yeah, character that can get one trait from his own ability and one from the agenda. Both players in a very good spot to survive the Harris. So if that's the reset for both of them, it's not gonna do a lot of damage. And a bit of thinking here about the plots. Not surprised. Yeah, Withering Cold very likely to hit for Dennis if he has it. Now, okay, there is first snow. And that's going to be taking a lot of cards back to hand with 7 in reserve. Okay, so that's where Winter Festival comes in handy. But that's out of the way early now. So that was, I guess, a good way to potentially get renown off that small characters like Lem or Angui. I know Varamir is in hand. The question is, what's the economy situation? King's Road gone. So if only Silisi survives, that's not great. And yeah, Richard giving, of course, Dennis cards that he can't use very well. So if we assume that 5 cards will be going back to hand, that's 5 over... that's 7 over reserve, okay. But hopefully he can bring some stuff out. Duke for Silisi. Duke for Lem would be magical here. Northern Keep not giving a lot of gold, so he has 3, 4 and then -1 for the agenda, so back to 3 and the reducer potentially 4. Can put a Chad in shadows and marshal something, I guess, that survives first snow. It's not great. Now this can bring in Varamir. And a dupe, so no threat of any military pressure. And now we have Dennis going first and can even use his agenda for some intimidate. Now can Varamir gain intimidate? He can. He can gain intimidate himself. And another card from the agenda, or the other way around. Another keyword, I mean. And this did not go well for Richard. Unfortunately, the attachments are gone. So how many cards? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12 in hand with 8 reserve. A playable privilege position if something happens, I guess so. And then he's sticking stuff into shadows. Okay, that's the character I was talking about. Now he used it in marshalling, because that's where he can sacrifice a character. He is not going to be sacrificing Greyjohn, obviously, but that does... of course, where's the stand in marshalling? There is nothing to stand. And in challenges, a card coming in could stand Greyjohn if he gets intimidated. That's the worry here. So Richard obviously hoping to have another card in shadows that can come in this phase. Now let's see. What's the situation here? So if he gains intimidate and +2 strength, that's 5 strength. So with stealth also, that could be decent. Fortunately, he does have to kneel. But let's not forget, there is also, of course, claim here. So Richard needs to spend resources if he wants to avoid that here. Now he starts the little guy. Yeah. Let's see if that's the right call or not. Half a chance this might be defended now. And that's exactly what happens, unfortunately. Blanking Varamir does nothing. Yeah, so if he started past Greyjohn, then Mirai and this guy couldn't really defend. But now there's every chance that this can't come into play, so no more stand. And looks like, yeah, Richard worried about the power more than the military. Of course, both characters are duped, so how much damage can you really do? And Selisi can defend and still win dominance, I guess. Unless something else comes out of shadows. And let's see, Hollow Hill. He's 3 over reserve, so... Okay, forgets to use it. But chances are that, of course, he has what he needs in hand. We know that Lem and Angu are there, and attachments. This one terminal, unfortunately, Red God's Blessing is in hand. And Dennis could play an economy plot and just marshal all the stuff back out. So is it Withering Cold time? It is, okay. And now Richard will be going first, hoping to do damage with the Grey John. And Dennis has some problems here as well. Both players actually, they both have agendas that need the faction card, so see if Dennis uses it or leaves it for next round. And Mira going back to shadows, that's annoying, so she can come in for 2. Kneeling the economy for 1 gold. That's going to be knelt next round. Yeah, blanking stuff in the challenges phase, Mira of course, so Varamir has this lasting effect, so you can't really blank him. Silisi does nothing, so it will be Lamb to get rid of the power icon, or Angui to get rid of the stand. And her stealth could be important as well, with Red God's Blessing, increasing the strength of characters. So maybe just choosing stealth on Angui and making him super big could be an option. Then is Richard using the agenda here. So faction card stays knelt. So we have Mira and we have 2 mystery cards. Plenty of gold left. Hand getting small and no obvious draw, which I guess is one good thing here for Dennis. Except for the plot, of course, Late Summer Feast, but if Richard wants to do damage, he's going to have to win the challenges with Intimidate. That's his problem. And bye-bye Intimidate. And the stand, of course. So can't use his own stand, we'll have to use the tower. He could have blanked Silisi in marshalling to prevent that Red God's Blessing coming in for free, and he can use Tower of the Hand to stand, for instance, Grey John back up now after the Melisandre trigger. But I guess he's not doing that. Dennis left plenty of time for the action window. Okay, not marshalling the attachment. Did he lose it? Wasn't there a Red God's Blessing? Maybe not. And of course we know that privileged position is in hand from earlier. So that's going to stop potentially the tower. Unless Richard goes for power first and wins it. And what was the agenda used for? Let's see. So Varamir gains Intimidate this time from the agenda, and the icon from his own text. Alright, so both faction cards knelt, no Brotherhood and no Assault next round. Well, 4 can be defended if Dennis wants to. He lets it go, of course. Privilege position is gone, but there is no intimidate stuff still standing, so okay. And feeding cards. And now we have Rick. So Rick is going to do the damage that we speculated. So he changes sides, and to be honest, intrigue icons kind of dodgy. There is Villa here, so Richard not forced to defend against it, but of course he is knelt now. And here comes Varamir, and he does have... what does he have now? Intimidate and stealth, yeah. That's pretty disastrous, and there goes that Red God's Blessing that Dennis forgot to marshal. Tough round. Poison coin on Selisi. Basically means she can't be taken for claim. Kills Rick. Unfortunately, we know that Stark has some annoying stuff like Summer potentially taking him back if you concede him, of course. Okay, Ango is still standing, so now most of the board here is knelt, and the economy is knelt. Cards in shadows are gone for Richard, so he's taking control, but it's not a complete disaster. And what happened with the Hollow Hill? Okay, missed that one, but of course it is the Withering Cold, so that would stay knelt as well. That's still there for next round. Even without the Milk Rage on, now gone. And there we go, that's what I was afraid of. That could get Summer into play now. I think Dennis has to go first and just use that trigger that time for Wolves first here. So Summer will resurrect Rick, who of course will go back to Shadows to continue his threat. Now the question is, does Richard keep the 3 standing characters here, because that does of course mean that Mira is going away, but no, okay. Keeps her. I think that's sensible. So he has that card in Shadows, and he has Rick. What he does not have is economy. He has 2 gold, I think, with the minus from the agenda, so... And Rick would need to be paid to put into Shadows, so that means no trigger. That would be a pretty bad round here, and if Melisandre needs something else... and she does. So what you do here is, of course, you look at the hand first and then you kneel, but okay, fair enough. Yeah, anything that can be paid for or anything that goes into Shadows causes problems of any kind. You remove, of course. Half the game already gone. More than half. And result very small here. Okay, he gets rid of Rick. He did see economy, so he can of course make the calculation if this guy is put into Shadows with just by paying the cost, the 2 gold, then nothing can be brought out, and I think Richard needs to keep gold for Mira. Collects 3, okay. Why does he collect 3? It's 3 on the plot and -1, oh, for the winter reserves, okay, so... Rick is Shadow 2 and Mira is Shadow 2 as well. So can't put anything into Shadows if he wants the Mira trigger. Duped Summer with no trigger. Alright. Dennis has seen the hand, so he knows if something will stand here. If he doesn't, he can use... oh, he can't use the agenda, of course. Faction card is not... yeah, too bad. If he skipped it last round, this would be a good spot. But still, non-kneeling military icon for the free challenge. Killing the steward, keeping the dupes. Now do you do the other challenges to gain power yourself? Or do you defend? If he wants to defend military, then of course he can't defend intrigue. Okay, using Angui to make sure he wins. Of course, power is important. And it gets him 5 on the faction card to use Kingsgate. If that's the plan. And he does. Yeah, no way to defend against the challenges, so may as well do the intrigue as well. He will win it. Get rid of another card, potentially unopposed if Richard wants to strike back, and he can only strike back on the power because of the score, I think, so Dennis's cards also safe. Yep. And frozen. That could have done work on the Hollow Hill. Missing some icon. Then actually Dennis did see it in hand with the Red Priest. Summer was marshaled. Maybe there were no great options. Now what do you do here? Do you keep Shireen standing? Because if Summer does the challenge, then she wins dominance. No. I guess she's going to be killed for claim, because the others are too important. So 6-5, dominance tied. Still has the other Hollow Hill, but the other King's Gate, but I think you leave that. Economy is not all that strong. Ooh, interesting. Killing the non-kneeling character could be used with the agenda for the Intimidate instead of Shireen. Of course, if Morghulis is played, you do need Shireen for the extra kneel. And Hollow Hill. Yeah, this is where, of course, the Maiden for the initiative, if Dennis has some high initiative plots, can try to go first, use the agenda to choose Intimidate and do some damage. And Richard needs the gold, I think, because he can. He has one trigger for Mira with the Tower of the Hand, but needs other stuff in shadows. He's getting the agenda back, at least, so that's good for him. Wonder if privileged position is still there. One used, so maybe not. Okay. That's a funny one. That's going to be really good for Richard Sims because of the dupes. Dennis wins initiative and kind of needs to go first, but then he also needs to choose first. And he chooses, I think he chooses 2. And then either Red Priest killed, giving Rick back, or Melisandre killed, which leaves Red Priest against a duped Summer and Varamir. It's not brilliant. And maybe that's why Dennis lets Richard go first. No, he did take Red Priest to hand, so I wonder if that's the right call, because Shireen does kneel something, but Tower can be used in several phases. Well, maybe just the 2, because you do need gold to put stuff into play. And what happens here? Oh, of course, the dupe. The dupe is controlled by Dennis, so he can choose not to save. Okay, I forgot about that, so never mind, that worked out okay. Unfortunately, Melisandre Neil is gone. 5 gold, and the agenda Mira costs 2 in shadows. Rick out of the game. Dennis has 7 gold, Red Priest in hand. Hopefully something else. Unfortunately, military claim very likely to happen on this occasion. So he put one card into shadows, he needs 2 for Mira, and then he can bring something out for 3. If I can't think of what that would be off the top of my head. The star card that would cost 3 or 2 maybe. That it could be just one of the generic characters like Villa. And of course had to put it into shadows to avoid the Red Priest. Winter is coming, very sensible, could have killed both of them. Now let's hope for something more here. No obvious power icons, even if Summer stands. Mira doesn't have it, Summer doesn't have it, and this card may not have it. Could be, of course, the... what's that card called? Shadow of the North, but I think if it were, Richard would have put it into shadows for its cost and put something else with the agenda, because he has the gold. And Balerion has insight now, so he will survive whatever happens. If it's to claim, bye bye priests. It's Arya. Power icon, but no gold for Mira now. So military and power can potentially be done. And what do the tokens do? Let's see. So I think it's just draw. Oh, she stands as well. That's annoying. Okay, so character with the token will be killed. She will stand, then she will do the power as well. And definitely not safe to give him back. Winter is coming, so I think the one that took Rick will need to be claimed. Why not defend? Oh, because he stealthed it. Wants to keep the other one standing. And of course doesn't want to waste the insight, so keeping his options for Balerion. If he keeps both of them standing and Arya is nailed, he can do military against Summer successfully. With claim. Rick comes back, which sucks for Dennis. And he needs to do power. That will get him to 8-5. And then Winter Festival will be 8-7 with 10 minutes left. All to play for. And unfortunately, Richard will win dominance. Or not. Okay, not going for the insight. He's going for the unopposed. That's fair enough, I think. And Greywater Watch. Yeah. That's recoverable, so annoying with the Tower of the Hand. Goes for more draw here. and has that hollow hill as well in dominance. He's going to kneel Summer, but that doesn't help in any obvious way. Sacking economy, which makes it difficult to play the cards if there's something good still available. Could do with more presence in the power icons, of course. And Lem is fair enough. Unfortunately, Mira in shadows. Okay, this time Richard goes. This is probably going to be the penultimate round, so Winter Festival will be very strong, and Dennis has the 2-claim plot, but it's 2-claim in theory only. Have we seen any of the 7 cards? Not really. Plenty of gold though. No, not the worst thing, Ghost. Might even be taken for claim because I don't want to give Arya more stand. Use the King's Road, so might have something else as well. Fortunately, Northern Keep is strong this round. Plenty of gold to put all of that crap into shadows, including, of course, Rick. And here we go, so Imri. He kind of demands blanking instead of Lem, which is good news for Dennis. No attachments, unfortunately. Lost that one. That's Elise failed to put into play. That was a big moment there, unfortunately. Might prove to be decisive in the end with the scores so close, although I think Richard is in danger of running away with it here with his Winter Festival. What to do? Intimidate on the biggest guy, makes sense. And here we go. So she blanks the power icon, leaving Dennis with not a lot of options. Only has Imri. Now she didn't blank Imri, which means he could then sack the locations to kneel everything and would only leave Rick for that intrigue icon. And unfortunately, when he comes into play, the tower stands Arya or Alysanne even for 2 challenges. Nightmares, okay. No more stand. So that's chance to do power back gone now for Richard. That gives Dennis some kind of chance. And let's see, so Lamb still has Intimidate. Can force both of these to defend. Put that Balerion in there as well, maybe just to make sure Intimidate happens. And that there is also Claim. No? Okay. And now he needs to leave these two because Rick and Mira can of course do an intrigue challenge and would be unopposed if Dennis didn't have two icons. Okay, Red Priest can now, I think, defend because Rick is just defended by Ghost. Doesn't have stealth as far as I know. Yep. And is there any chance that Richard's last plot will hurt him? He will take Winter Festival. Yeah, this needs to be defended, no question. So Winter Festival brings him up to 11. Dennis is on 9. Best thing I guess would be if... no, don't forget the Hollow Hill. Okay. If it wasn't the Winter plot, I was going to say. To keep Mira in play. But it is, and against Duel, which does nothing. I was hoping for Clash of Kings, to be honest. So, what now? No more Nightmares, I'm guessing, so if Ymir is used, plenty of stand. And the agenda, of course, plenty of ways to get around Ymir. Intimidate and the power icon. Alright, making him stronger. 1 gold left. Nightmares would be nice. Yeah, unfortunately, Mira will blank Imri, so if he wants to trigger, he needs to do it now. Let's see first what gets chosen here. Maybe he needs Renown to win, but there's no stand. Maybe one Renown could swing it, I don't know. Guess Dennis has time to think about everything here. Or additional Intimidate, I don't know. But if Imri is used, then most cards are knelt anyway. Okay, then gets Renown. First action could sack 5 locations. Then I think we'll have 2 characters coming out with Tower of the Hand standing. Maybe Alysanne or Arya. But he can do that after Dennis is done and has to claim, that's the problem. And if Dennis passes, he's losing. Mystery card. Bet it's a dead Melisandre or Ango or something. If it were privileged position, then it's a different story. Yeah, fair. Problem is Mira now with Imri gone can target Lem, so he would need to do military. And then Tormund does power, but he is stealthless, that's the problem. Is there another wildling? Don't think so. Can't give anyone else renown. So the problem is, of course, if tower stands, what was it, Arya with her stealth, then Tormund can defend it and needs to claim. And that's already a slight problem here, because if Lem is blanked, of course, military gone, so his renown is not going to matter. Well, Guess we do intrigue as well. Try to get the power level up before the inevitable counter. Tormund doing power. Would have done it maybe with Lem, since he isn't blank yet. So that would be 11-9. If he does unopposed intrigue, that's 12-9. Then unopposed power with Arya stealth. 2 claims swing back in Dennis in Richard's favor. Okay, leaving it at 11-9. Now let's see that stuff come out of shadows. Here comes the stand, and is it privileged position? And it's not. Okay, not standing the stealth character actually, but that's the power icon gone. That's why I said Lamb should have done it. That would be 12 then with the renown, and Richard would have had to do it differently, but I think he could have done it differently anyway. So that's what the problem was here. Armory, okay. Okay, that would have won it anyway, so we're obsessing about all important stuff here. Richard had plenty of options. Yeah, that annoying Rick play, I think Dennis will be disappointed about that one. He had Red God's Blessing, could have defended that power challenge with almost no investment to keep the privileged position option against the tower, and then Silisi would be standing to oppose Rick, and no huge swing would be achieved there for Richard. Given how close it was in the end, yeah, maybe decisive, but I'm sure you can find other little misplays throughout the game, and yeah, it happens. So unfortunately, yeah, it's disgusting that unfortunately that means Stark takes the 3-2 lead and has 2 match points now, and yeah, 2 tough games for us remaining here. Makan against Geralt, and then Victor plays Sophie in the evening. Right, so thanks for joining me on this one, and probably see you next week in round 6.